This is the Fucare Libra 1200W electric bike. What really stands out are those 20 by 4-inch fat tires. Honestly, that was the first thing that caught my eye. They're way thicker than any standard bike tires I've seen. This fat tire design isn't just for looks. In my experience, it really helps when you ride on sand, gravel, grass, or pretty much any bumpy surface. When I first got this bike, I wondered if the whole fat tire hype was just a trend, but after my first couple of rides, I totally got why people like them. They just make the whole ride smoother and safer, especially if you aren't always sticking to perfectly paved roads. The frame itself is an ergonomic step-through style, which means the bar is lower and makes hopping on or off easier. Something I quickly appreciated after hauling groceries or just being on the go. It's aluminum, so you get a good mix of strength without it being too heavy for an electric bike. Well, to be fair, at around 80 pounds, it's not light, but that's normal for e-bikes at this size and power level. Speaking of power, let's talk about what's underneath the hood. You've got a 1200-watt peak motor here, but what you'll see on the specs is a continuous 750-watt rating. That means the bike can handle steep hills and speed up fast from a stop. I've tested this out on both city streets and rougher trails, and I was surprised by just how much power is packed into that rear hub. From my experience, the acceleration is strong, and it feels quick without being jerky, which is great for people who are new to e-bikes or want something safe but fun. Now let's get into the battery. This comes with a huge 48-volt 28-hour LG battery. If you're new to e-bikes, that basically means you can ride a long distance before you have to plug in. The company says you can get between 45 to 80 miles on one charge, and from what I've seen, that's actually realistic if you aren't riding in top speed or maximum power mode all the time. If you crank it up to the highest setting and push the motor hard on lots of hills, you'll get less. But I got over 50 miles riding around town with a bit of mixed use. It slides in and out pretty easily, and you can lock it with a key so you don't have to worry about anyone just taking off with your battery. Definitely a little peace of mind. I want to talk about the seat, because this one gave me a pleasant surprise. Some bikes I've tried in the past cut corners here, but the Libra's seat is cushy and wide. It's also adjustable for height, and if you want, you can even set it up for a second rider. There's a spot for an extra seat on the rear rack. I didn't realize that at first, and then I saw how it could work for carrying someone else, or just strapping extra bags or groceries if you're solo. You do need to buy the backrest and the extra foot peg separately for a second adult, but it's cool that the option's there. For riding comfort, Fucare included full suspension, which means you've got both a hydraulic shock in the front and dual spring shocks in the rear. Paired with those fat tires, I noticed less shaking and shock riding over potholes and uneven ground. Those basic terms, like suspension, just mean the bike has a way to cushion the ride, so you and your stuff don't bounce around everywhere. Even on pretty rough neighborhood roads, I had no issues and got home without a sore back. The controls are pretty straightforward. There's an LCD display right in the middle of the handlebars, which shows your battery level, your speed, and what assist mode you're riding in. It even has a spot to charge your phone. A little feature I didn't expect, but now love when I'm using maps or listening to music while out. The controls for the pedal assist are just plus and minus buttons right by your thumb, so you can dial up or down how much help the motor gives you. I like being able to turn the assist on for lazy days or hills, and powering down when I want to get in some light exercise. Turning on the bike is a two-step process. You need to power it on at the battery, then hold down the main button on the handlebar display. I got used to this pretty quick, and it's a smart little safety feature. There's also a headlight that's plenty bright for night rides, and the screen tells you when it's on. Stopping power is huge for me when picking out a bike, and the Libra's hydraulic disc brakes are awesome. If you're new to bicycles, hydraulic brakes basically mean you get smoother, stronger stopping power with less effort. They use fluid instead of cables, so they're usually easier to use and last longer. Every time I tested the brakes on short notice, they stopped the bike quickly, even with extra weight loaded up. So, who do I think this bike is for? In my opinion, it's perfect for anybody who wants a versatile e-bike that can handle daily commutes, errands, or even light off-roading. I'm not a hardcore mountain biker, but I like exploring trails, running to the store, or cruising around my neighborhood, and this handles all those things well. If you're looking to carry a heavier load, whether it's cargo or another adult, the 400-pound capacity is a real advantage. If you've got hills on your route or are worried about getting home on a single charge, The big battery and strong motor here are reassuring. Was I skeptical at first? Absolutely. My main concern was whether it would really be comfortable for longer trips, and if the big tires would end up being more work or hassle than help. From my experience, though, those worries were put to rest. The fat tires, strong suspension, helpful controls, and comfy seat all combined for a smooth ride. Plus that battery lock gives a little more security if you ever park the bike somewhere public. To be honest, there are a couple of things I still wish were different. At about 80 pounds, it's not something I'm going to haul upstairs, and it does take up a bit of room in the garage. The LCD display is visible, but on super sunny days, I wish it was a little bit brighter. The hydraulic brakes work great, but might need a bit more maintenance in the long run compared to simple mechanical ones, so keep that in mind if you're brand new to e-bikes. In conclusion, if you're looking for a comfortable, safe, and powerful electric bike with real-life usefulness, I'd recommend giving the Fucare Libra a try. It's got the range, speed, and capacity for almost any kind of adult rider, whether you're commuting, adventuring off the beaten path, or just want a more practical way to get around. It feels like a sturdy, well-built bike with enough features to keep up with you, plus a little extra style thanks to those bold fat tires. That's my quick review after giving this thing a true workout and living with it for a while. If you want to know the current pricing or just see what deals are out there, check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Fucare Libra 1200W electric bike.